How's it going, guys? It's Wexxim Investing here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the market. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Last video received so much love, and I'm just so grateful to be able to give back to the community and also to be able to help you guys to find what you want to invest in. And it's really nice seeing everyone join the Discord as well. We're playing Premiere every single night. We're talking about our favorite investments and we're digging deep in every single collection and sticker collection. And not to mention on the update, it's crazy how much money we made from buying the right skins on update night. And that's only thanks to the Discord. So I just want to say thank you guys for joining there as well. But enough talking, let's jump into the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the end of the video. Okay, so let's start off with cases, because that's what everyone loves to talk about. But I'm not going to go too deep into cases, actually, to be honest with you, because not a lot has happened since my last deep dive video into cases. But to summarize to you guys, because I know a lot of you guys love to hear it over and over again, so I will say it like this. The market is split between ultra cheap cases, low cost discontinued cases, and the higher priced cases. For example, for the higher priced cases, they've never looked better than they are right now. Let's take the weapon case 1 for example, where I did make a video and we calculated the total supply remaining of the weapon case 1. If this is something you can afford, this is one of my top 5 investments right now, in my opinion. But if we're also looking at the ultra cheap cases, for example the clutch, snakebite and stuff like this, they offer room to grow. While cases like the Prisma, Danger Zone and so on, they tend to be more stable if you prefer this slower movement right now. But one thing I want to be very clear about, I'm personally avoiding any active drop cases right now. There are simply so many more cleaner opportunities elsewhere without the uncertainty of ongoing supply. I will be doing a full deep dive video soon into cases, but right now nothing has really changed since my last videos. So if you want to know more about cases, I highly recommend just scrolling back on a few of my older videos. Okay, let's quickly talk about the Anubis collection as well. After the initial hype faded, prices cooled off hard, and that's led some people to circle back and call it a long-term hold. Personally, I'm not fully sold on it. Yes, it's discontinued, and yes, that creates a scarcity. But scarcity alone doesn't guarantee a steady growth. What we're seeing right now is extremely low supply of the Anubis package, but we're also seeing an extremely low demand. The supply of the skins in the Anubis package is very, very high, but the actual unopened cases are very, very low. And this is because it was in the store for way too long. All of these people that invested in the Anubis package when it first came out, after 1 or 2 or 3 years, they were like, you know what, I'm not going to invest in this anymore. They're never going to take it out of the store. And people just started buying from third-party sites. And everyone that bought them from the store, they were just opening them right away. And we already know from one of my previous videos where I calculated the exact supply, we know that the supply of the Anubis package is very, very low. But again, I'll say it here. The demand is also super, super low. Nobody wants to buy an Anubis package to open it right now. That being said, I do think it's reached some kind of a bottom. I really doubt it's going to go even lower than this. And if it does, it's not going to be by a lot. But I also don't see too much upside right now. Hey, before we continue, I have to tell you about my own website, Wexxim Investing, where you can track all cases and check today's market. You can also see my investments and see my videos. And lastly, it's the place to join the biggest CS2 investing community out there. In the Discord, you can make friends, talk to people about investments, and ask any question you have about your own investments. After that, a great investor will give you a detailed breakdown in return of any question you have. In the Discord, we also offer buff balances, we offer giveaways, we offer graph analytics on all collection and cases, and we also have a bot tracking Chinese inventories, giving us early indication if an item is about to be manipulated. And we also have mass notification alert if any big update is coming into the game files. And I am honestly so happy to see what it has become during 2026. And I am positive that we will continue to grow this family. If you like CS2 investing, head on over to Wexxim Investing. Let's get into the video again. Now I know I've been saying for 2 videos that once we have more numbers on the Budapest capsules, I will give you guys everything I have. And that is true. Once we have more information. The sale happened just a few days ago, and we're still waiting to get that first initial supply out on the market. We need to give it a week or 2, and then I will be able to break down every single number from the Budapest major. But to give you guys a small indication, so far it's actually looking not too bad. The applications rate are a bit higher than some of the previous majors, and the listings I've seen so far actually surpass a lot of the other majors as well, in a good way. Okay, so recently CS2 CS2 removed Inferno, Nuke, Dust 2, and Safe House collections from the game. And this is a big deal if you care about skins or investments. These collections have been in the game for years, like literal decade-old content. And now they're gone. The most important thing is to understand this. The supply is fixed. No more drops and no more new skins entering the ecosystem from these collections. Now on the surface, people will say, yeah, but there's still millions of these skins. And sure, that's technically true. But once you start filtering by where, floats, and realistic tradable supply, things get way more interesting. Let's take the Mac 10 for example. Sounds boring, right? But there's only about 26,000 factory news in existence. That's it. And it's already up about 60%. Or look at the MP7 Fade, roughly 300,000 in total supply. But if you factor in trade-ups, banned or inactive accounts, and skins lost over the past decade, I'd estimate that half of them are effectively gone. And now with the MP7 actually being good in-game again, this suddenly starts to look like a very interesting entry point. Personally, I think there's a lot of potential here. And we've already seen how fast this market can move. On update night last week, we were buying up weapons from these old collections, like the Sand Dunes, Integrales, Fades, and safety nets and so much more. And thanks to the Discord, I think we ended up making over 400% on our initial investment. But now what's the real question? Well, what is a long-term hold in these collections? What skins actually make sense if you're not just flipping hype, but positioning for the future? And that's exactly what we're going to be diving into this Saturday night. We'll be going collection by collection, skin by skin, and analyzing supply, float, wear, news, everything to find the best possible investment going forward. So either you dig through these collections yourself or come hang out with us in the Discord, and I'll also be streaming this over on Twitch this weekend. But this is where I think the next possible investment in Counter-Strike could be right now, just going off of the recent updates we've gotten from Valve. Now let's move over to Elemental Craft stickers. Recently they have been dropping a lot because a lot of people overinvested in them in the hope that they would be taken out in last week's update. Well, obviously they're still in the game files and they're not going to be taken out for the next few days, and what we've been seeing is a decline in price throughout most stickers. Now you could be seeing a good entry for a few of these different stickers. Looking at application rates, they're still continuing on upwards. Okay, so let's cover some investment opportunities for the past few weeks that have been showing up, just to give you guys a little bit of insight into the Discord. Well, Pointus Ray is moving really well, and it's showing every single sign of having an upside very soon. The Op Neo Noir is also showing similar traits, and it's also being bought up by China as we speak. But this is obviously a little bit more on the speculative side, so be a bit careful here. The USPS Guardian was also a skin mentioned just 2 weeks ago in the Discord, and now it's up almost 70%. But as I've been saying for the past 5 months, I still think the Phoenix case in general is extremely undervalued. But more than that, we're just waiting right now. We're patiently waiting for an update to happen. And as we know, there's been a lot of changes in all of the files recently, and we're just waiting for something big to happen so we can swoop in and make some good investments. That's been it for this video. It's been a short little nice market update. Let's get into the end of the video. Okay, so before we jump into the giveaway for this video, because you know what, I want to keep doing this for a few more videos. When editing this video, I contacted the winner of last video and he wanted a 1-year membership in the Discord instead, so he got that from me. And I also had some other giveaways in the Discord this week, so it's been a nice week where I've been giving back to you guys as viewers. Let's get into this video's giveaway as well.
När jag öppnar case så är Röds flyger förbi typ bara...
Nej! The clip you just saw happened about 2 hours ago this morning with my friend, where we were just opening some cases in the morning. And after 1,500 cases, I finally pulled a gold again. And over the next 3 videos on this channel, I'm gonna pick one guy who has liked, commented, and subscribed one of the videos. And that person will be winning this knife right here. So like, comment, subscribe to join the giveaway.